So once again, ByuN takes down Cure. It's been a bit of a more regularity as of late that ByuN does advance on over Cure. We've seen them facing off quite often as of late in RSL, in other online tournaments. But here we go, now we have a different matchup entirely. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Let's go. Let us go. As we have our fresh series, we have our TVZ, and Rogue has been interesting as of late. Rogue, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to Rogue's return from military service, Rogue, he has been having a bit of a harder time really finding his footing. Of course, one of the big moments of Rogue's return was Star Zagora, where he featured like the late game mass overseer style versus Clem. That is true, like that was a big moment for Rogue, but that was a very brief period in time. After that, his style got kind of figured out, and all the Terran players were able to adjust, able to adapt, and that style was only really prevalent for like around a month after Star Zagora, and then did fall off. I would say, and I said this previously, I'll say it again, I would say that currently Rogue, his real strengths lie in his strategy, like his strategy and his builds, and his kind of tactical play more than anything. Rogue, he's been very vocal in recent interviews talking about how he's not as fast as he once was, like pre-military service, like like the speed might not be necessarily on his side, but the mind is still there, of course. And with that, he has been able to, again, kind of push the meta in certain directions and come up with certain wild builds. We see that especially in ZvT. If you watch the ZvT currently, it's still very chaotic and it's crazy. Like what he does in ZvT, it's insane, man. It's insane. I'm talking like proxy spire with like drop lord spreading creep to like hide the tech, like things of that nature. Going for like these quirky early upgrade timings or these link floods as well off of like 2-base roach openers. Like he can be very, very chaotic in ZvT. But we'll see how that translates to the other matchups. I will say that Rogue is a little bit more one note against Protoss. Like his ZVP is a little bit more, I mean, he does one of two things. Either he does lurker rushes or he does go into 3-base all-ins typically. Against Terran, I'm curious how he's adjusted over time. I haven't casted too much of Rogue ZvT, to be honest. Haven't casted it too much. So I'm ready. Show us what you got. There was a mass changeling game. I mean, that's what I was referring to when I said the series in Star Zagora where he went mass overseer. Like mass overseer refers to mass changeling. I was mentioning that was prevalent for like a month before it got figured out. That's why we don't see that anymore, as all the Terran players are able to just not even just figure out the late game, but also like games that last a lot shorter from then as well. As we do see ByuN catching out the first queen. Oh my god. Again, he's going for 3-Rack Reaper. 3-Rack Reaper, my apologies, I was a little bit lost in the history of Rogue. But 3-Rack Reaper, he does catch the first queen. Massive pickoff. Does he get another queen? Does want it. Does want the second queen. We do have link speed kicking in, and with link speed finishing up, Rogue will defend. Rogue is holding on. Meanwhile, Rogue, to avoid all these Reapers, does go for the Ninja base. Does go for the Ninja expansion. So he's sneaking out at that hidden third. ByuN going to the eBay back at home, going for that bio switch into stim, +1, combat shields. And ByuN is in a good position, assuming there's no third base, but Rogue did expand. Did expand. Behind this, Rogue is still making links, by the way. He's not droning. He's not droning, he's not saturating. Okay, now he does squeeze out some workers. I'll squeeze out a couple of drones. As he does get a second queen. Aye. Yeah, Rogue getting called out. He commits in. Rogue, he does have enough to surround, and he does catch 2 Reapers. Yeah, 2 Reapers get caught. Nice movement here by ByuN. And he trades well. Just trading as efficiently as possible here, reducing service area. Ooh, does slip away. Another KDA charge. These links are going down one after the other. Oh my god. Again, very efficient trades here by ByuN. And remember, these Reapers, they will eventually be cleaned up, but he's making Rogue work for it. Oof. Yeah, he's making work for it. Remember, back at home, we have Stim on the way. We're building up into Marines. We're transitioning into a longer game. As the final Reaper does finally fall. What were the trades here? 39 Lings, 2 Queens for 8 Reapers. Oh my god. So again, nice trades here by ByuN. And once again, ByuN, he should be ahead, but Rogue does have a third. And he is droning. He's droning up as heavily as possible. Rogue, he can transition now in towards the mid game. Show us what you got. It's still a very chaotic early game. We have to rebuild the queens. We have an earlier Bane nest. We have a delayed lair and a delayed Evo chamber. So a very safe build unless the plan here is to Bane bust. Show us what you got. Lings are amassing. Lings are messing up.
Additional supply depots required.
ByuN, he almost gets caught. Sims into the mineral line. Very nice positioning. And he can do it again. Lair starts up. Rogue is not going for a Bane bust. So he's not going for the Bane bust. This Bane nest in the end was a bit of a waste. It's an early tech structure, which could have been a faster lair or could have been earlier Evo chambers. This is ideal against like a Hellbat all-in. I mean, ByuN is pushing. He's moving out with the sim timing, and it's going to be a very tough hold here for Rogue. Rogue is racing back home. He'll have defensive Banelings at least. They're going to be slow Banes. Here they come. 7 Banelings. And they should not connect. So here comes ByuN. ByuN slips in. Nice target firing. Gets 2. There's 5 Banelings left. Down to 4. Yeah, 4 Banelings remaining. Queens are exposed. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Some of them do connect. Yeah, we get a handful of Baneling connections, and Rogue does hold. Whew. Rogue defense. He's holding on. Behind this, ByuN has the superior economy, but there's no third CC. Yeah, very late third CC here for ByuN. Again, I feel like the late third base is in response to the late third base of his opponents, but Rogue had a third. So as the game goes on, it's getting better and better for Rogue. ByuN is more committed. How many Banelings? 5. Yeah, only 5 Banelings. ByuN now confirms. Now finds the base. Finds the expansion. Nice target firing. Oh my god, catching every single Baneling. Yeah, Banelings getting caught out. There's 3 Banelings left. Down to 2. Down to 1. We have 1 Baneling back. Yeah. But the Marine count isn't quite here. Yeah, there's not many Marines, so Rogue, he should hold on. Despite that, ByuN trades very efficiently. Catching up more Zerglings. Jesus. Again, there's not much creep threat here either. Nice target firing. Once again, Baneling's going down. There's 1 Baneling left, and we're just reinforcing. Yeah, ByuN is going for the kill, going for the throat. Down to 3 Banelings. Now there's a second tank, and this is very quickly snowballed out of control. Just snowballed out of control. Nice target firing. 0 Banelings left, and with that, ByuN, he overwhelms the army. Breaks the queens. GG gets cold, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. As we mentioned, Rogue had a very shaky start when it comes to the early game defense. The Reapers were insane when it came to catching out 2 queens and catching out, was it 38 or 39? I'll say like 38 Zerglings for 8 Reapers. Insane damage. Rogue did have the ninja base, which helped 100%. The ninja base did help him have as close of a defense as he did, but unfortunately when it came to his follow-up here, again, he went for the earlier Baneling nest, he went for the later lair. That meant that Baneling speed was delayed. Baneling speed kicked in at the end of the game, but only at the very end. By then, he had already sustained too many losses. Likewise, he was just being outscaled by ByuN. To be fair, ByuN was quite committed himself because of the lack of third CC, but the efficiency of the bio army with +1, with stim, with combat shields proved to be too much. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN takes the lead in the series, and now we're loading the game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. just go as spawning in the bottom hand corner of Mothership. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shelfire Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Here we go. As we're settling into game number 2. Once again, ByuN going for the low ground at Raxes. Now, I didn't really get to focus on the build opener of ByuN last game, just because we were just talking about Rogue's current state of play, if you recall. But ByuN last game did go 3 Rax Reaper, which was even more committed than usual. Much more committed, much more aggressive. This time, we're expecting 2 Rax. We're expecting 2 Rax Reaper here on the low ground. With this, ByuN can be active, he can be assertive, he can delay the third base. That will be the goal. The goal is to delay the third base, to contain the Zerg player, and then to transition into a stim timing thereafter. Now this can turn into a 3cc 3-rax, this can turn into a 3-rax timing, sorry, 3cc 2-on-1, it can even turn into a 4-rax 2-base all-in. ByuN, he does have many variations after the 2-rax Reaper, with a 3rd rax, with a 4th rax, with an armory, with hellbats, with a 3rd CC. We'll see where ByuN takes us. Rogue, he will be going for the Overlord Scout towards the left-hand side, does go for the horizontal scout, and will not find ByuN. As a result, he will also not see the Raxes on the low ground. So Rogue is playing blind. Rogue does go hatch gas pool. Sorry, hatch pool gas, I should say. Okay, slightly earlier spawning pool out of Rogue. That does often lead to earlier queen production. Interesting. So we do have an earlier second queen, or just an earlier set of queens. This is going to impact the link speed timing, as we do have later saturation with the gas. Oh, and usually we build up to only 3 Reapers, but no, this time I think it's going to be only 2. So very light commitment here from ByuN, as ByuN does find Rogue. Does find him, gets into the mineral line. Remember, there are no Zerglings here. There were 2 that were made. But they're scouting across the map. Gets one drone. Very nice start. 1 drone goes down, Spore as well. Second Reaper has Rider. Remember, it's a 2 Reaper opener. Only 2 Reapers, then bam, into a very fast reactor, very fast tech lab, and into a very fast 3rd Rax as well. A strong 3-rax stim timing here behind this hyper aggression out of ByuN. This is going to hit early, and the Overlord should confirm. Yeah, Rogue, he does see the 3rd Rax. This is a little bit of an awkward position for the Rax, by the way. Like, it's a lot easier to scout here from the side of ByuN. But Rogue at least confirms, and we need to see either an earlier Roach Horn to defend. That would be the easiest way to shut this down. Otherwise, early Eva chambered into +1 carapace. Reaper gets targeted. And ByuN, he even denied the 3rd, containing Rogue on 2 bases. That's the least that he wanted, and he got it. So a strong start for ByuN. And bearing in mind that he was able to get a drone kill, able to force out a Spore Caller, able to deny the expansion with only 2 Reapers. That's what's brutal here. Now, Rogue is going for the Roach one. As we mentioned, like, this is the safest way to respond to a 3-rax, is to go into Roaches. Faster lair for Rogue as well, into faster Roach speed. A bit more tech heavy. The faster layer tells us that we might turn this into an all-in. This might not just be a defensive build. Roach all-ins can work quite well in this position. The reasoning for this is because of the fast 3rd Rax, it's a late factory and a late starport. That means late tank production and late Banshee play. So Roach all-ins can work very well, as Roaches are amassing. And again, this is all a response to the scout that we saw earlier, to the Overlord scout. But is it going to be enough? That's 21 Marines. Oh boy. Again, like, this is like one of the more efficient versions, or one of the fastest ways you can even 3-rax. Because there's only 2 Reapers. Here comes the first him. Gets 1. Gets 1, 2 Roaches. 3 Roaches go down, there's 6 left. Down to 6, down to 5, down to 4. Ooh, and he overwhelms. He has overwhelmed the roaches here. And Rogue did overextend. Queen goes down as well. We get a very clutch hold here from Rogue. He's holding, and there's that roach speed. As we mentioned, it feels like what the plan is to go for the counterattack, to go for the all-in after defending. And Rogue, he does hold. He does hold on. ByuN is getting a bunker. He knows that he is in danger. He knows that, again, he has late tanks, like no banshees, like no defensive setup. Marauder production has begun. It's going to be a tough hold here for ByuN, because we're gearing up towards the all-in. Pure Roach Ravager. That's why we're making 4 Overlords as well, to make sure we don't get supply blocked. To make nothing but Roach Ravager, and here comes Rogue. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Luis GGG. Papi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Bienvenidos, papi. Bienvenidos. /raid. Sorry. / shout out. There we go. But here comes Rogue. Again, there's at least the bunker. So far, decent engage. Marauder has arrived. ByuN is making a stand. The boys are being pulled. It looks like he will get here to repair in time. Tank is out. Tank has arrived. Ooh, bars are connecting. Yeah, bars connect. Bunker does fall. But with the arrival of the tank, ByuN is holding. He gets a Ravager. No shot. He takes down a Ravager. There's 2 Ravagers left. Rogue is being delayed. Medevac has arrived. Now we can heal up. ByuN is tempted. Is tempted by the Ravager morphing in. He's tempted, baby. Liberator's on the way. Rogue, he starts to drone. Oh, this tells us that Rogue doesn't believe. Yeah, Rogue, he does not believe he can win this. He does not believe he can all in. Yeah, Rogue, he flinches. He pulls back, and ByuN holds. Whew, yeah, very impressive hold here. Rogue in another world with a lesser player, with another Terran, that might have just killed. That might have just killed then and there. But again, a lot of it did come down to ByuN's response to get his bunker up and running, to start Marauder production, and to get into those tanks as quickly as possible. Whew. And now Rogue is in a rough position. Remember, Rogue was all in. Drones are late. Like, the droning, the saturation here is very late for Rogue. Ling's speed just now begins. +1 carapace just now begins. The upgrades are late. The economy is late. Everything is late here for Rogue. He was meant to end the game. And ByuN is outscaling. ByuN's getting a 3rd base up and running, and ByuN, he's getting 1/1 upgrades. A +1 attack is already done. Jumping back in. Getting a queen. Gets all the roaches. 1, 2, 3 roaches going down. Bold move here by ByuN. Getting a Ravager. Very bold move. But this is something that ByuN can do. Just abuse the fact that there's limited anti-air, right? There's no Hydrogen, there's no Spire, no Infestors. Speaking of, Infestor production just now has begun. But ByuN, he can be active like this. And we're macroing up. After a very intense early game with the initial 3x timing from ByuN and the Roach all-in from Rogue, we're slowing things down. As the game slows down, this is better for ByuN. ByuN, as a Terran player, as a Zerg player, you want to be up in bases and up in workers and up in economy to be even with the Terran. That's not the case here. On top of that, the supplies are close and the soup is lying to you. Roach Ravager is an inflated army supply. We have to rely on the Fungals. Yeah, Fungals do land. Nice connections. Oof. Yeah, Biles are connect as well. Best fight that we could hope for here for Rogue. As Rogue, he has no follow fungal, but again, strong fight. He's heavily reliant on those fungal growths. Currently, these are the only 3 infestors, and they're out of energy, so he's got to be careful. ByuN, he face checked for the fungals, and he's still pushing. I mean, wise call, because honestly, there are no fungals left. Uh-oh. Again, that was a strong fight for the Zerg, but... Oh, that's nice piles as well. 2 Medivacs go down. Dark, is that you? And ByuN is pushing in. As they do force some micro. At the same time, Lings, they do hit the third. Nicing run by, nicing counterattack. Rogue needs a little bit more time for those fungal growths. Tanks are pushing in. And 2 tanks do overextend. Can he get into the Ravages though? He can. Yeah, Ravages falling one after the other. Heavy losses here for Rogue. At the same time, Lings, they do deny mining, but GG gets called. Rogue, he is broken across the map, and ByuN will claim the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Again, unfortunately, Rogue, he did have those 3 infestors, but no fungals. No fungals. In the end, he was broken. He did lose all those Ravagers. Again, even though ByuN had a really rough initial fight when he took all the fungals to the face, he also made his opponent waste all those fungals. If Rogue had maybe 1 or 2 more infestors behind it reinforcing, then that might have been enough to hold on and to keep the game going, but without any backup infestors, GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN, he will claim the series. He'll advance on into the finals. GG. Oh, GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series. Again, a very aggressive series, a very aggressive TVC that we just covered here with Rogue and ByuN. And with that, we now have our upper semis. We have our upper semis ready here. We're going to be going on a short break. The upper semis, when we come back, is going to be a PvP between Hero and Classic. So the winner of this upcoming series goes up against ByuN in the finals. For now, though, we'll be going on a short break. We'll see you soon after the break with that Protoss versus Protoss matchup. See you soon.